Hey, welcome everybody. Thanks for showing up. We are trying out a different layout today, but thanks for showing up. We got Victor here, Dirty P, and I've been trying to get a little tougher poll questions. We got Hartman, like questions that I think that I kind of view everybody close to the same. I think we're going to start off today by looking at the best ball overlay here and just kind of going over my best CLV teams at the moment for post draft best ball. I mean, you don't have to vote. I try to take just rookie upside picks and Scantling. And I'm assuming that Thornton's going to win because he's got the most recent news. But I'm just curious. What's up, Big Draft Energy? So yeah, this is post draft, and this is my number one team so far, like CLV wise, that I've drafted. I've done 146 drafts since the NFL draft on Underdog, and this puppy's got 120 CLV right now, and we got J.K. Dobbins at 202 and Pat Bryant at 207. Like, that feels awesome. We got Baker Mayfield, CJ Stroud, Bryce Young. We got Bryce stacked up with nobody. But we also got him at 183. Like, we just took negative Bryce at 183 because he does have rushing upside. But we got Baker stacked up with Godwin and Otton. We have CJ Stroud stacked up with Nico. And then we got Derrick Henry, Chase Brown, Kamara, Algier as an upside, and Dobbins. Like, that feels really strong. Nico Worthy, Godwin Diggs, Jaden Higgins, Rashad Bateman at 130. That's decent. And then Pat Bryant. Like, all of those feel very good. Tyler Warren, Bretton Strange, and Kate Otten. Like, I like that. I like that team quite a bit. And then we got this Schnauzer. Apparently, I have a 3 week 17 game stacks on this one. We have Trevor Lawrence, Penix, Anthony Richardson. So we have 101 CLV with a minus 16 on Anthony Richardson here. We still got two quarterbacks, so we're fine. Chase Brown, Brees Hall, Connor, Pacheco, Mason. That feels awesome. Pacheco at 103, Mason at 114. We got Puka, London. This was drafted April 29th, and we landed into the week 17 game there in Puka, London. That feels good. Travis Hunter, Ricky Pearsall, Mooney, Mitchell landed into another week 17 game in Travis Hunter versus Adonai Mitchell and Trevor Lawrence with Bretton Strange. Pat Bryant once again because he's the man at 210. Then Pitts, Goddard, and Bretton Strange. This feels awesome. Like, this is maybe it's my second favorite team I've drafted post draft. Is this the other one? I have one. I got a Jacksonville double stack with Travis Hunter at 60 somewhere. So we got Lamar Jackson, Drake May, Gibbs, Achane, Stevenson, Ray Day, Justice Hill, and Jarquez. Another Pat Bryant. There's going to be a lot of Pat Bryant on these teams. I have a bunch of them, and he's went up in price. Rashi, Sutton, Godwin, Diggs, Egbuka, Tillman, Wandale, Mark Andrews, and Njoku. Feels fine. But I was just going to kind of go over and show a couple of those. Yeah, this is the one. This is my favorite. It's only plus 84. But it's Drake May, Trevor Lawrence. We got CMC, Chase Brown, CMC at 12, Chase Brown at 34, Rashee Rice at 36, Travis Hunter at 60, Brian Thomas at 13. But we got Jordan Mason, Algier, Shipley, Hunter. That feels fine. BTJ, Rashi, Travis Hunter, Ridley, Diggs, Kyle Williams. We got the Drake May double stack. Alec Pierce, Jonnu Strange, and Hunter Henry. This is my favorite team for sure. We even got the Week 17 bring back here on this game. We have a stack with the I guess we don't. I was thinking that was the last team that had Rashee and Sutton. But anyway, we're going to be drafting a Schnauzer 2. We'll be doing a 20-second one, and I will enter in 10 seconds. If you're just popping in, also, please smash that like for me. It will help out a lot. Had a draft last night, was on Bestball Guys channel. We did 3 drafts, and all 3 of them felt really good. The Best Ball Mania we had was excellent. I retweeted his tweet on it, and it's a very strong team. We got Neighbors Bowers, and then we got a 16 pick fall on Jacoby Myers. We went Neighbors Bowers, Lamar, and then Brees Hall, then Lamar. Lamar came back around in the 4th. And then we just built it out, and it was awesome. I've maxed out the mini and had serious withdrawals. I don't know, man. I was actually going to ask the chat if they wanted to do a drafters mini after this. That will be in the poll for the second one. There are a few people over here that I know from drafters, so I'm going to start asking that in the polls. So we got Aaron Sandy here in the 2, and I've got the 11. I've got this one and one more of these I'm going to do before I start trickling in the slows. Yeah, I don't have an answer. What do you do about that? And I mean, drafters mini is what, like 75 or 80% full. I've actually been slamming those instead of the underdog stuff. I had a nutty start today on the drafters mini. Yeah, just max the main by July or whatever, by that date. But I had a Jahmyr Gibbs fell to 8. And then I took Ladd because I think he's underpriced in full PPR. Trey McBride fell all the way to 32. And then Terry McLaurin fell back around into the 4th, which is absolutely nuts. Like, that has to be the only team with those 4 players. Like, absolutely. Trey McBride, like 8 picks past ADP. Gibbs, like 4 picks past ADP, or 3 picks. And then Terry McLaurin, like 10 picks past ADP. Like, has to be incredibly unique. All right, I'm going to take Nico Collins here most of the time over Amon and BTJ, and hopefully I get one back. I don't. I'm finally back to Bowers, like having enough Bowers, but I think I do kind of want to make sure I get Bowers with somebody other than MVS or not MVS, Malik Neighbors. So I'm going to start mixing him in a little more with all the people. So that's where I'm at with that. And yeah, the team we had yesterday like had the Bowers. It was Neighbors, Bowers, Lamar, and I think it was Brees Hall, like in some order. I think Lamar was in the 4th because I think we were in the 11 spot. No, we were in the 9 or something. Lamar came all the way back around. My favorite start is Saquon AJ Brown, Brees Hall, Devonta Smith, Hurts fell around past ADP. Nice. Yeah, you can get some crazy Jalen Hurts teams. I have like several Jalen Hurts at like 54, 56 teams. I just take him naked. I'm not gonna let like it's not even about protecting that person. Like Jalen Hurts is a fine pick. Be like as a naked quarterback. Like it's not what you want, but you can add Goddard to that team. Like take Goddard a half a round earlier or whatever to make sure you get a stack. But even if you don't, like, let me bring it up on Player Profiler. But I believe he's had 12 plus rushing touchdowns every season or something. Also, like I've not taken a single share of Jalen Royals, and unrelated to that, and I feel great about it after seeing how slow he looked in those reels. So his rushing touchdowns, his rookie season, we can kind of not count that. But then uh, where is it not show? All right, that I'll go back to that. I know it's there somewhere, but I'm pretty sure he's had like. I mean, I can just bring it up on the underdog. It'll have the last three for sure. He's only been in the league for 5, so it's install fit who has 50% speed in those reels. Yeah, I get it, but it was his footwork looked incredibly slow. Like the footwork looked awful, like to me. And the big thing, like I was big on Lad McConkey last year purely because of the footwork. And I don't trust Andy Reid to draft that style of player. Uh, most of the players that he drafts that are in that style or that go to that team don't tend to work out that much. Like McCall Hardman, I know people say he looks like Rashee Rice. I don't buy that. That's not what I seen. What I seen is that he looks like a McCall, more of like a little bit not top end speed wise, but like quickness wise, more like Hardman and Sky Moore. And that's what I cannot unsee that with him. And those players are absolute misses in that system. And we have better talent at wide receiver this year. So I'm probably gonna have like 0 of him, and I'm perfectly fine with that. I got Amon Ra, Nico, Mike Evans, Brees, Juba from the 12 spot. Yeah, that's actually kind of common, and it shouldn't be. Like Chuba, the 5th round, the wide receivers kind of feel gross, but the running backs all feel really good. But if you don't take those wide receivers, it's super gross in round 8. So it's a hard spot for me to draft. Like I don't know. I'm usually just 50-50 there on what I do. Yeah, and I understand why some people could like him, but I didn't like him as a prospect whenever I did my stuff early. I had very little of him in pre-draft. I thought that it was a terrible pick for the Chiefs on top of that, like just what he's going to like what we needed versus what we took. I wasn't a fan of that pick. So I haven't even been like I'll take a Brashard Smith well before I would take Jalen Royals. Yeah. JT says if who is 0 on a KC guy, we better notice. I mean I'm not saying that I'm right. I'm just saying that that's the bet I'm making, right? Like from what I seen, I didn't like him pre-draft. And then we took him I I kind of fully expected us to take a wide receiver or a running back at some point, and we didn't. Yeah, I am a Chiefs fan, and I have a decent amount of Worthy, a ton of Rice, and above market, like 10% on Hollywood. Uh, I have no 0 shares of Noah Gray. All right, we will. Do I want Addison or do I want Rome? We're gonna go ahead and take Addison, and hopefully one of those 2 running backs come back. Why? Uh-oh. Oh, I don't have. Okay, that's why that's not up. So I will get one of these 2 running backs. Do I want? I'm gonna take Kenneth Walker though. I've dipped on him. I'm not. The ankle thing honestly does scare me a little bit because, yeah, like got 11% Worthy. I mean, I could just type in KC here. So 26% Rice, 11% Worthy, 11% Mahomes, 10% Pacheco, 6% Kelsey. That's lower than I want to be on Hollywood. 5% Burchard, 0 Mitchell, 0 Royals, 0 Hunt, 0 Noah Gray. So that is where I'm at with that. I'll die on the hill that Rice is being drafted at an ADP that reflects the other weapons being MIA and Worthy being drafted as if Rice was. Yeah, I like on DK, I will build some Mahomes Worthy Rice stacks. On Underdog, I don't as much because I think it's easier for both of them to get there on a full PPR site where Worthy would be the home run guy and then Rashid just gets 110 receptions because I honestly think 110 is a possible number for Rashid this year, assuming he stays healthy. How do you do multiple votes? What do you mean multiple votes? Like and this 22 viewers, only 12 likes. Math ain't mathing, y'all. Take 2 seconds and help out the bearded goat. Thank you, Big Draft Energy, for shouting that out. So uh you have to bring it up on the YouTube page as well. So you bring up your stream live on the YouTube side and you can do the poll from there and then you can close out the poll and then do a second one. That's what I do. So like after whenever I leave this one, I'll close this whenever I go to do the poll for what we are going to draft next. Also, we're through 6 rounds. We have Brees Hall, Kenneth Walker, Nico Collins, Tet McMillan, Jordan Addison, and Brock Bowers. Oh, that's why you have to have the YouTube window open, like the actual YouTube where you go to get your link. The button next to it is like the view or whatever. You go into that, and where the chat pops up there, you can click at the top of it, and you can actually cancel the poll out up there. It'll be white. You click on it. It's got the 3 little dots. You can click it, and then it just asks you if you want to end poll. All right. So I really like Josh Downs and Mooney. I like both of those a lot. Don't really need any of those other guys. I have a little more. Yeah, we'll go ahead and take Josh Downs here. I really like Hawkinson, but I don't need him on this team. I might just go ahead and take Mooney as well. cut. Like I don't need any of the early quarterbacks right now. So let's just build this out. Get our fifth wide receiver. I feel okay with just these two. There should be a running back I like coming back. So, like, not that I love, but one that I like. And hopefully, it's Cam Scattaboo. Hey, no problem. It took me a minute to figure it out. I actually only knew that because whenever I streamed off of the other site, I had to do that to bring up the thing to be able to click the chat in. So that's right. For real, smash the like. Can't call yourself Who Crew if you don't. Speaking of the Who Crew, I have a free Discord. The link is in the descriptions below. It's just a little play. Like I'll post whenever I go live, and then it's got all three sites that I do best ball on. Like people in there talking. There's a few of us. I think it's. Let me look up how many people are in there now. It's like 15, 20, something. Not a ton. We got 18 people in there, but it's reasonably active. Mostly people just rating teams and talking ball a little bit. So if you are interested, it is free and it's a reasonably good time. I know that I'm in so many discords that it's kind of daunting to add new ones. So I fully understand if that's where you're at. So I feel like there's a pretty big tier break at both of these guys, at Mooney and Josh Downs. I put Ayuk after that. I put Cup after that. Egbuka as well. Like I feel like those two, there's just a gigantic tier break. So that's why I went there. Yeah, who knew? We got I like when I'm on the back half, making sure like trying to get 5 by Mooney, but I think there's a big tier break there, but then there's two guys I actually really do like over here. Uh, one of those we got last night at a discount. That's Rashad Bateman. Like Bateman, Bateman is such a good pick. Like I almost think he should be going up here. We're like at the early 90s. He has a guaranteed role. I don't really view DeAndre Hopkins as much of a threat to him based on how last year worked out. And by the way, Big Draft Energy, I know you said like it's install, they're only half speed. I understand that, but like the footwork drills, if you're not like to in my opinion, and it's just my opinion, if you're not like putting forth a solid effort on the footwork drills as a rookie, like that's a scary place to me. That's a player and like it's a drill. It's not like it's something they had to learn that they didn't know beforehand. So that's why that worries me more than anything else. I mean, do I just take a naked Drake May here? I don't think so. I might pull up Tajay. We'll go Trey Harris. We'll add a rookie here. It was on some like Chiefs Homer website that maybe it was the way it was worded upset me because it was talking about how explosive the guy looked and they were being serious about it and he just kind of meandered through and the guy before him like just killed the drill. I didn't take Janu. I did think about it. I like him here, but I have Bowers and I kind of waited too long uh, to make my pick. And Trey Harris is a week 17 bringback on Nico Collins. And this opens up Herbert, who I would prefer over CJ Stroud for that game. So if old Dodd Dad 42 over here is listening, let me tell you, you better be taking Mr. Herbert because he is not making it back to you. I promise. Yeah, yeah. And I mean, I don't have a problem going like John Bowers and being done. I have a couple. I think I have like two Mark Andrews Bowers teams, and I think I have a couple Johnu McBride teams, and they feel fine. Like because now you definitely only need two guys, and people act like flexing a tight end is the worst thing you could possibly do. I don't care if I'm flexing a tight end if that tight end has the ability to put up 16 points. Like I am I shooting for that? No, I would rather flex running backs all the time, right? Like that's the goal is to flex the running backs. So I said there were running backs I would love here. All of them went. Every one of them went. I actually got baited. I had to bring up Tootin here. Uh, I don't love it, but it's what happened. So I'm going. I would love either one of these guys. The guy on the end here has no reason to take Justin Herbert, so I'll pass it to him if Spears is there. If Spears is not there, I will pass Herbert around because I also have the option of CJ Stroud. And if he wants to go Josh Allen, Justin Herbert, and CJ Stroud just to spite me, good for him, you know? Right. We got our first quarterback in Justin Herbert. So the team right now, a 1-4-6-1. Herbert, Brees Hall, Kenneth Walker, Tootin, Tajay Spears. I definitely like that's a little early on Tootin, but I kind of needed a huge upside guy. I'll probably add an Eckler or somebody like that if he comes back around. Uh, Wide receivers: Nico Collins, Tet, Addison, Downs, Mooney, Trey Harris. I could be done at these six. I probably won't be, but I could be done at six. I'll probably add a seventh round, late round flyer, maybe the one that ends up winning the poll. And then we got a tight end in Brock Bowers. I think it's a fairly solid team so far. The room feels like they're doing things that are good. Yes, I have my own custom. I kind of mess around with my own rankings all the time. Uh, you got Aaron Sandy here, Justin Jefferson, Jonathan Taylor, Tyreek Hill, Travis Hunter, George Kittle. I really like that start. George Kittle goes earlier on all the other websites. So that should be and it's half point PPR and he scores a lot of touchdowns. So like you would think he'd be higher on this site. But he's not. Then we got DeAndre Swift, Tony Pollard, Baker Mayfield with with nobody. All right. Brock Purdy is stacked. Kyle Williams, Drake May. I love that. All right. We got the Rashad White and Isaac Garindo. So he's building out the week 17. Tyreek Baker with Rashad White. I would expect him to also take either Jalen McMillan or K. Dotton later. Sandy knows what he's doing. And to be fair, like Baker just smashed last year. Yeah, that's exactly what I was expecting. Like, and I actually really like. I haven't done a backstack here, and I'm sure if Egbuka would have been there, he would have taken Egbuka with one of those two picks instead. I mean, yeah. See, I have Bryce Young way above ADP as well. Um, and this guy on the very end has no reason to take him. And I would love if I could get these two players here on this turn. This is kind of the player I think fits perfectly with the Brees, Kenneth Walker, the Tootin, and Tajay Spears. Eckler did go at running back. Uh, I'm gonna just take Bryce first. Normally, I would push Bryce around the corner, but I don't love the Roshan click. I should have taken Bretton Strange first because this guy took Trevor Lawrence, so he'll probably take Strange. Yeah. Um, that is probably what I should have done. I do really like Strange. I don't like any of the players here. I'll go ahead and take a Roshan Johnson chair though. I try like I don't know. I have a hard time believing in it. I do have 7%, but like I do think I prefer Shipley to him, and I actually prefer Jarquez Hunter to him. So I don't get to him very often, but yeah, I'm fine with that. Romans, wide receiver, and Bryce Young isn't the end to a room. You mean I need a third? I uh I mean, I don't disagree, but yeah, I have an out. Like I'm comfortable with these two. I don't want to stop there. I I mean, everybody said this exact thing last year on Rashad White, and although Rashad White went in the sixth, and he wasn't awesome, but he did pay off that ADP. The reason it wasn't a great pick though was because the players around him were absolute smashes. Because that's where Lad McConkey and uh, BTJ went around there, and so did JSN. So like the reason, and also Kamara and Mixon went around there too. So like all of those players were absolute smashes. But if you looked at like where he was drafted and what he gave back, he was fine, and it was all situation, and that's kind of what this could be. I'm slowly moving Swift up. Rashad was an integral part of the offense. Roshan fell in the end zone a few times. Yeah, right, and like at least Swift has worked with Ben Johnson before. And we haven't heard Ben Johnson out there dogging on DeAndre Swift at all, right? Like we've heard him talk about a couple other players, but we have not heard anything about DeAndre Swift. So I tend to think that maybe that's going to be a fine thing. Even though he was a trash runner, like he had a couple pretty solid games. Yeah. Who is Maurice? Did I misspell it? I probably misspelled it, which is fine. I mean, I would love for the I would not expect Gino to come back to me, but I would love this. That and then to get one of these two would be epic for this. Okay. Yeah. Third quarterback, Geno Smith with Brock Bowers. That feels awesome. I I still wonder if it's gonna be Manungai by the end of this. So do I want I don't have any Dallas. I don't have any Arizona. I'll take Gasicki. I have a little less Gasicki, so we'll take him here. A little bit of a discount on him. So right now, our team is a 3-5-6-2. We got Justin Herbert, Bryce Young, Geno Smith, Brees Hall, Kenneth Walker, Tootin, Tajay Spears, Roshan Johnson. We got wide receivers Nico, Tet, Addison, Josh Downs, Darnell Mooney, Trey Harris. And then we got Brock Bowers and Mike Gesicki. I like where this team is. We have two more picks. I think I want I definitely want one more running back. I might add another wide receiver. I might add another tight end. I don't know. All right, so the poll, we have 19 votes. We have DK at 11%, Savion at 16, Scantling at 42. Now we have 20 votes. It's 10, 15, 40 for Scantling, still leading, and Thornton at 35%. This may end up being a Thornton team. Like, this poll could make some sense. Like, the poll coming here. There is a player I would like to come back over here, though, who should be up way further in the board. There was a clip on him today. They have not been taken. Yeah, on paper, he is fun. But we will go ahead and end that poll, and we will make a new one real quick. Second draft, and then Elim, Superflex, or a draft, a $2 drafters. There you go. We'll vote. We'll go over my team. Then we'll go over Sandy's team. And then we will enter one of those drafts. I mean, I would be ecstatic to get Jarquez here. Yeah. Give me some Jarquez at 205. I think I'm fine with just those two tight ends. But Sanders, like the Sanders stack here, does feel good. What do you guys think? I think everybody has a promo code on Drafters. You just have to look for it. I think I'm fine with just these 6 wide receivers. I'm going to go ahead and take Jatavian Sanders. Like, Sanders can definitely spike with, like, to give me a chance at a flex spot. And let's say Bowers has a bad week 7 or 15, like, but Bowers is a guy you needed in the 17th round. Doing this gives you the better opportunity to make sure your separator gets to the finals, right? And I spent so much capital at wide receiver. I need to draft like I'm right because I spent 2nd round, 3rd round, 5th round, 7th, and 8th, and then a 9th also, or maybe that was 10th. But 6 of my top 10 rounds were all receivers. So I need to draft like this is going to be right. And I didn't take my second tight end until like the end of the draft. So yeah. Yeah, and that's exactly right. It's a bet on Bryce either way. Coker, Sanders. I actually think Sanders could be one of those players that kind of surprises this year. Like, he's one of those late round picks that could possibly be an absolute steal. If that offense elevates, like, it could be really good. I just think the Titans have a greater need for a guy to emerge. In my very first, I think it was my first BBM on day 1. I think I took Tesla, and then like shortly after that on a puppy, I took DK because they drafted DK before. I mentioned I when did I do that? We talk about Bestball Guys stream yesterday. Talking about that, it was going to be a short, and I'm in process of learning how to do the editing. I should have it figured out by this weekend and release one later. So we'll go back to Aaron Sandy's team. He's got a 3.672. About the Jalen Royals, the clip that I watched. Okay. So 3.672. Baker Mayfield, Brock Purdy, Drake May. Running backs, Jonathan Taylor, DeAndre Swift, Tony Pollard, Rashad White, Isaac Guerrero, Brashard Smith. Wide receivers, JJ, Tyreek, Travis Hunter, Kyle Williams, Adonai Mitchell, Devon Vele. I know he likes all the Broncos I don't like, which is kind of funny because Sandy is also reasonably big on Jaleel McLaughlin. I don't know if he still is after Dobbins, but I know before Dobbins he was, and it was a fine bet then. And then MVS. Then we got George Kittle, Kate Otten. I think we know where Aaron Sandy voted. This is actually a really solid team. Got both. I love stacking my tight ends and quarterbacks. I don't know. It's such a safe feeling. Then he's got elite upside. He's got an elite running back here, and then a bunch of guys with jobs and a big swing at the end, and a solid receiving core. I like it. I like it quite a bit. All right, we had 8 votes, 50% super flex. So we will be entering a super flex. It'll be a 20-second super flex, and we will be entering in 10 seconds. Hey, and thank you, sir. I just downloaded a program and I watched the intro for it. We have 11 more to start. So those of you who got in early filled it, and we may have a full room. Anybody who wants will have a chance to get in this room. I still hold irrational hope for Torrey Horton over MVS and such. Yeah, it might be all Who Crew. It really might be. This is the dream if you're a chat rat. I always liked it whenever I'm in a chat and I see that 11. Feels really good. This is a Superflex 20-second. Right. Yeah, maybe what you needed was, and I mean, if you took, I think you getting the Brock Purdy stack is probably better overall for your team than taking the Egbuka Baker. So I think that kind of worked out better for you. That's kind of what happened with BBG and I yesterday. We took Rome Odunze, and then DeAndre Swift. And then as I was like, and we can take Caleb if he falls to the 11th because he does sometimes. I think it's the 11th, but pick 107. And I'm like, I'm perfectly fine like taking him if he falls there. But if he doesn't, it probably helps our team out overall. Like it's probably better for us if we get sniped. And it honestly, it absolutely was. Like everything worked out very well. So we got Ben Haskell at the 101 since Steve is not in here. We got Sladen at the 106. Losimo has the 10 spot. I've got the 11. I don't know who this is, but Big Papa Mando 1. Love it. Cut Cutler. Like I've seen that name a lot. Just a sea of dark blue at the front end. Yeah, it really is. Just all old Huff Dog 69. Gotta love a good username like Huff Dog 69. How do you feel being next to old Huff Dog there, Ben? Do you feel confident? You feel shaky? Let me know. Got I heard if you snipe who, he writes your name in Black Book. I do. And then I ask you questions in chat after I ban you. I will time you out and ask you questions and say things about you so you can't respond. That's how that works. You snipe me, I give you a 3-minute ban in chat, and then I just talk crap on you the whole time. So you have no ability to respond. I'm in full control. Come at me. That's how this game is going to work. No, like Baker Mayfield by Cut Cutler at 5. Tua generally goes around the 44 spot. I actually did this same thing over here at the 9 spot and pulled Tua to this side. Let's see if he builds out a full week 17 Tampa Bay Miami thing. That's a game I really like, a game I think is really fun. And if you're going to kind of flip your ADPs a little bit, I think he's one like the Baker Tua thing is something that would make some sense. What's up, Devin? Thanks for stopping in. My Tua bags are overflowing. Are they? That's a bet I'm having a hard time getting to. I just, what do you think, Big Draft Energy, on there? I know you're an offensive line guy. What I'm pretty bearish on their offensive line improving enough for them not to just have it be Achane and Jonnu again. So I haven't done double RB start. So if Gibbs comes back, it's been a while since I've done it. I think I'm just taking one of these two, honestly. Yeah, we'll go with the old Bijan Jameer Gibbs in this draft. How you doing, old Devin? Devin Mychan, if I'm pronouncing that right. So yeah, I'm kind of big on offensive line play mattering a ton for an offense to be able to progress. One reason why I'm out on Seattle as a whole. Anything is an improvement from what they had last year. They brought in plug and play players, although Armstead retired. It's not like he was even there. Yeah, it would be pretty hard for them to be a lot worse. I do agree there. I was hoping that they would trade up or be able to land an offensive lineman in the draft, but the 4 best linemen and Dallas reached on Booker because they had to because they picked right before Dallas, right, or right before Miami. And if they traded back, they wouldn't. Miami almost definitely took Booker, I would guess, if he was there. To me, it felt like they had to have a lineman if one was available. And you don't hate Seattle? Very close. Pronounced like Mitchin. Rhymes with bitchin. Got it. Okay. I just don't, man, like all the weapons they brought in and all that, and we talk about Seattle. I'm having a very hard time getting there. In full PPR, like I do like all of the Seattle pieces a little better in full PPR because they have only 3 people with talent, right? Like I don't even think I could name. I mean, I guess Horton is their number 4, but who is their number 4 right now? For number 4 option. That's so they got JSN, Cup, MVS, Horton, and then Jake Bobo. Like, and Horton's hurt. So they literally just have those 3 guys. That's why I like MVS a little bit. I should be more like in half point PPR. It's very hard for me to get to Cup. Are you worried about the same ankle still being hurt on Kenneth Walker? I take it like I try. I'm going to be at the field with Kenneth Walker, and I know like I was very bullish on K Walker in the big board. I think I had like 14, 15%. I wasn't like when I'm bullish on a player, it's generally not 30%. For me, being bullish is like close to double the field. I mean, I will absolutely try this if I have the opportunity, but Simo will do it. We're here to have fun today. uh man. Yeah, we'll take Jordan Love here. And then I should not have taken Jordan Love. I should have just taken Trevor Lawrence because now I can't really take Penix to match up with him. But you know what? We're gonna have some fun here. We're gonna do something I never do, and that's just go 3 elite quarterbacks or running backs. Bijan Gibbs, Jonathan Taylor. I might just take a fourth here in 3 rounds, like a Pollard, and just be done. And then just end up with 6 quarterbacks, take a bunch of backups on this team or something. Uh, I'm going to require some some quarterback to be available down here. Let's see what the room's doing. Ben Haskell's got Josh Allen, Amon Goff. I love this Amon Goff that you can get at pretty much any spot freely at the front end of the draft. It feels so good. We got Huff Dog here with Lamar, Brock Purdy, Dak. Don't mind it. Got Cut Cutler. What has he done? He went with Fields, Drake London, Garrett Wilson. After Baker, Tua was on the board. He did not take him. We got Losimo here, Saquon, Genty, BTJ, and Stroud. So we have both kind of went with a similar approach in this draft. He's got the upper hand because he picks first on the way back through. But if there's three quarterbacks available, I might have the upper hand because I might be able to get 2. But I like what everybody's doing. Like at this point in the draft, it's pretty hard to have like unless you went 4 straight. Like I don't mind 3 straight quarterbacks, but 4 is pretty bad. Like you're guaranteeing 2 zeros every week. Contract year, I want to invest in that backfield. If not K9, 100% Charbonnet. But leaving with the back. Okay. I mean my favorite running back in the draft went to Seattle also. I was very big on Damian Martinez. 0 RBs west of the equator. Is it? Oh yeah. Yeah, up until the Cam Ward pick or Chase Brown, yeah. Anything that resurrects Damian, yes, absolutely. Like that's kind of where I'm at with it too. Like I think it's at some point in that season, K Walker or Charbonnet will get banged up, and Martinez will at least get some carries. And I feel like when he gets a couple carries, so he doesn't take Tua here, and it falls back to him. The room let him have Tua as well for free. Hey, what's up, Quill? Thanks for stopping in. All right, let's look. We'll go ahead and just take Daniel Jones here. Kind of have to. Daniel Jones, like maybe Jonathan Taylor catches a few more balls this year from Daniel Jones. It's not exactly where I want to be, but it is where we landed. I don't love these quarterbacks right now. We're just going to go ahead and take Hampton, and we are going to be done at running back. We're just going to stop. Bijan Gibbs, Jonathan Taylor, Omari, and Hampton. You can start 4. I mean, I guess I could take another one because I could start one in a super flex, but if that happens, I'm probably losing anyway. RD5 and dimes, pouring one out. Yeah. Thank you, sir. I'm doing it. It's fine. Sometimes you try these fun starts and they don't work out. And that's one reason I don't love doing it. Like Bryce Young went at 37. Like, okay. Like, I'll just take Jonathan Taylor and see what happens. And things happened. Like, so at this point, what I'm rooting for is for a lot of quarterback, like for this specific team, not for anything else, but for the just to take like Mariotas and Tyrod Taylors and stuff at the very end of the draft, have a couple benchings or stuff like that, and have those players play. That's the avenue that this team does anything. I sort of want to fade RB until the entire chat room gets squeamish. You do whatever you need to do, man. Let's look and see what he's done. Like, I've actually thought about that. Like in Superflex, nobody goes like full zero RB, right? Like take Bowers, take Bowers and three quarterbacks and two elite receivers, and then take like uh two more wide receivers, and then just call it like just start at like what would be around 14 running backs and take like 9 of them. Like, I don't think it would be any good, but it would be kind of wild. I sprinkle in some Martinez in 20 rounds instead of AJ Dillon. Yeah, I still take like I make sure I get two shares of him in every time box contest that's out there. Like if I'm gonna do like if it's like a 20 max, I'll try to get one share. If it's a if it's a puppy, like in the puppy, I got like 3 shares of them. In the I did 70 drafts, I got like 3 shares of them. Like I want to be about 5% on Martinez because I'm a believer in his talent. And I will only add him to teams that feel like they're very, very solid. And it's a contingent upside bet on a player that is very low owned. And the low owned aspect, like we were drafting this guy, and especially me, in at like pick 170 pre-draft, right? Like we all thought he was going to go in the third, at the latest fourth round. So just he went to a situation that they want to be running the ball, right? That's the one thing we know. They want to run the ball. We'll take some Travis Hunter here. Anybody else paying attention to the actual war going on outside? Nope. Terry at 72. We really that concerned about a holdout? We got where is he? Yeah, I mean, I got Terry McLaurin at 42. He took Anthony Richardson. I was kind of hoping to do that. Not saying it's the best strategy, but I was going to do that in this draft. I did not my my gamer fingers are not strong anymore. Underdog crashes gives me my QB's number one receiver. Did it? That's great. Matt Stafford. Oh, Caleb Williams to DJ Moore. Nice. I don't know why. Like, I'm not really worried about Terry McLaurin, but if Terry McLaurin becomes a fourth round pick in normal styles contest, I will definitely start getting some. Hey, thank you, sir, for stopping in. I will be in your chat later tonight. Peace. I did a Jones Richardson on Superflex yesterday. I have a team that is Jones Richardson and Sam Darnold Milrow. I did both of them. But I have some stars up top. I will tell you. I didn't take any like I basically went 5 rounds, no quarterback, and then I just handcuffed the hell out of my quarterback room and just said, let's see what happens if I do this. And that's when I learned that it limits you to 6 quarterbacks. You only have the ability to draft 6. Just so anybody is aware, 6 is the maximum it'll allow you to take. Be afraid of Scary Terry. Very afraid. I can't think of the word Scary Terry without thinking of, and I'm not sure if this is where the origin is for it, for his nickname, but the Rick and Morty episode where Scary Terry, like the uh Freddy Krueger Scary Terry thing, like that episode's like one of my favorites for sure. I might add, no, I don't think I'm going to add another. I'll probably add 2 running backs at the very or near the end, maybe. But I don't hate where this team is right now. Yeah, I don't love it either. Like this doesn't this is not my normal super flex for anybody that's watching for the first time. I generally take I try to make sure I take 3 quarterbacks by 5 because I'm going to do 150 of these. I do mix in some of these builds and try to push it and get 3 quarterbacks on these builds sometimes, but I think the better route is to do it the other way. We'll take Godwin here. I really like Chris Godwin, especially when you only need to start 2. Even if he does start the season slow because of the injury, like we're golden, right? And speaking of golden, that will be my next pick, unless Big Papa Mando 1 is listening and snipes me again. Big Papa Mando 1 did not snipe me. So we got Matthew Golden stacked up with Jordan Love. Team right now, 2-4-4-0. Jordan Love, Danny Dimes. Running backs, Bijan Robinson, Jahmyr Gibbs, Jonathan Taylor, Omarion Hampton. Wide receivers, Travis Hunter, George Pickens, Chris Godwin, and Matthew Golden. This is a super flex if you are an audio listener and just started listening for some reason. Can run, but you can't hide. That's right. I love, like, that's such a great episode. Like, and every time like, even when I'm watching football, I see Terry McLaurin play, like that image goes into my mind. Like, just the Scary Terry from this show goes into my mind. And I hope that I've now ruined him for you. And when you see Terry McLaurin play, you'll see the same thing. He keeps saying that, but it seems like hiding is working pretty well. Scary Terry and Pickle Rick. Everybody loves the Pickle Rick episode. I think, like, if I were to rate my Rick and Morty's, I think the number 1. I mean, I could be comical and make it the number 2 episode, but Scary Terry is awesome. So I'll put it 1, but just for humor, the number 2 episode is definitely the one about the personal toilet on his own planet. Like, that episode resonates. That I resonate with that episode. The miniverse. Okay. Yeah, the miniverse is good, but I really like the personal toilet episode. Like, it's pretty great. Speaking of those things, like, I seen Big Mouth season 8 came out. I need to start watching it. So I'm definitely want Tyler Warren here. Absolutely. Losimo doesn't have a tight end. He may take him. That's fine. I wouldn't actually mind just taking both of these tight ends. I do like Yeah, we will go ahead and do that. And then we'll take Tucker Craft on the way back around. 134. Yeah, we'll take Tucker Craft on the way back around. I feel really good about all my starters if I get Craft here. Like, very good about this. And now I can, like, and I'll just put it out there, like, on the way back, I'll take one of these guys almost for sure. I'll take Milrow, Flacco, or Cousins. This feels like the kind of team that could be that those players make some sense on. What is TCL doing? Let's look. Jaden Daniels, Malik Neighbors, JJ McCarthy, Cam Ward, Geno Smith, Alvin Kamara, Xavier Worthy, Tyler Shuck, Jordan Mason, Shakir, and Josh Downs. The answer is he's doing his best. That's what he's doing. He's over here and he's doing his best. Like, I love quarterback in this. I'm fully up for these 4 picks. I even think the Geno Smith pick is somewhat defensible. But adding Shuck to that, like, that I see no point on. Yeah, no stacks. And we got bye week 12. Is Minnesota bye week 6 or 8? Did they also 8? Okay, they're 6. That's what I thought so. So at least all of them have different bye weeks, I believe. Except, yeah, all of them have different bye weeks at least. So he's got 4 quarterback options every week. So maybe the joke's on you, Ben. Don't question him. I managed to double tap like the only tight end. That's an achievement unlocked. Like, underdogs should start doing things like that, where it's like the video game achievements and getting all of one position, like basically having 2 quarterbacks with the same bye week or 3, like what I did when I did 13 at once. I took Jalen Hurts, and then I took Baker Mayfield, and then I timed out on Justin Fields. All 3 are bye week 9. That should be an achievement. Like, you should get like headbands and stuff for doing stuff like that in drafts. Yeah. Oh yeah. And then you get like little things on them. They would be fantastic. I'll take Jalen Milrow here. I really don't want to click Kirk Cousins. Honestly, I'm just going to remove him. We will. I haven't taken a Bigsby share in a while, but let's do Hollywood. Yeah, we'll do Hollywood Brown here. That's fine. We took Milrow as a possible late round, like a late season guy, earlier than you usually want to, but I kind of required to get somebody with upside here. I was absolutely taking Flacco, but Lawsimo here is in the same situation I am, only slightly better because Aaron Rodgers, the Aaron Rodgers Stroud versus Love Jones. I think I side on the Rodgers Stroud side to the Love Jones. And if you add in Flacco Milrow, I definitely side with the Flacco side on it. Yeah, like it would be fun, but it would also create for like when people do that stuff, they would have to like throw some of those drafts out when they just do it. Like, they just dedicate an entire draft to get it done and they just waste the $5 and ruin the room kind of thing. Like, those drafts would be thrown out. Like, it would be fun if people would do it respectfully, but people wouldn't do it respectfully. They would use it as an excuse to do things really dumb. Uh, that's how people are wired. So we have 21 likes. We only have 16 viewers. If somehow by the end of this draft we can get to 25 likes, I will do a third draft. If not, I'm going to peace out. I have some things I need to get done anyway, so that would be perfectly fine with me. We got who else? Sladen here. Has he taken a running back? He took Swift and then waited 2 more rounds. It took Stevenson and Tootin. So waiting that long, like, well, you got Justin Jefferson, Adams, DJ Moore, Adunze Diggs, and Kyle Williams. I'm assuming Sladen is done at wide receiver here. He's got a massive Drake May stack with Diggs, Kyle Williams, and Hunter Henry. And Jarquez Hunter is like the upside style player you need there. Kirk Cousins is going to make it back. I probably don't take him. But I think this is kind of where I want to add a fifth running back. I'd take Dowdle. I would take Shipley. I will actually, to be honest with you, Miles Sanders. I haven't even touched like the late round risers kind of thing. Like, Miles Sanders to me could be an absolute riser. Like, I think it's very possible that by the end of summer, Miles Sanders goes exactly where Javonte Williams is going. And I don't think it would be a bad thing. Like, I think that would make a lot of sense. Like, to me, I'm going to assume Big Papa Mando 1 isn't going to pull Miles Sanders up. So we went ahead and took Dowdle for the Week 17 bring back with Seattle, assuming that happens. And he's fine. So running back room is done. Right now we have a 3-6-5-2. Jordan Love, Daniel Jones, Jalen Milrow. Running backs, Bijan, Gibbs, Jonathan Taylor, Omarion Hampton, and then Dowdle Sanders to kind of round it out just in case I need something at some point. Hopefully starting 3 running backs every week, maybe 4. We got wide receivers, Travis Hunter, George Pickens, Chris Godwin, Matthew Golden, Hollywood Brown. Like, that feels like a very solid receiver core. And then we got Tyler Warren, Tucker Kraft. All the frauds. I mean, I get it. Hey, well, we did get to 25 likes. So, yeah, Tyler, and it's perfect. Like, I'm not upset about it, but like, he started streaming earlier now that he is able to, now that school's out and he's not subbing anymore. I mean, that's perfectly fine. So, what do you guys want to do? Again, just type it in chat for the last draft. We could do a drafters $2. We could do a eliminator. We could just do another super flex. I love super flex. I have no problem doing more. Just got a weird text message. Huff Dog has taken 8 receivers in a row. 8 receivers in a row. He's got 9 receivers in a format you only need to start 2. I mean, he does have solid running backs, though. Chase Brown, Kyron Williams, Tony Pollard, Bijan. I would want a little more depth, but like Michael Wilson, DeAndre Hopkins, like being running backs to me would make some sense. Um, I'm gonna just pull this man up. We're gonna take Spencer Rattler here, and then we're gonna pull up Adonai Mitchell over Alec Pierce. I like Adonai Mitchell um, more than Alec Pierce with Danny Dimes starting myself. That could be I could be wrong for sure. I'm just kidding. To oh yeah, and like I don't blame anybody for watching Flock over me. You know, like that's Flock. Flock gets some hate, but I like his show. Like he does a pretty good job. He has he does a reasonably good, like a very good job going through his chat and actually like responding to people and still giving information. Like, and to be fair, his website actually looks pretty legit. Like the stats, the way it pulls up, like all that stuff looks pretty good. Like I've debated on subscribing to it, like because I believe he has the routes run and route runs percentage and stuff all on there for all the receivers. Um, and that's like in the front of it. So yeah, I think he has good information, and I think he's better than a lot of the cabal believes he is at the game. I so like because a lot of people like kind of dismiss him, and because mostly because like more the casual crowd, like the casual crowd is supposedly like they follow Flock and then they get deeper. Like that, I my first best ball experience was Flock, so I do respect him for sure. And he had a team in the finals last year, right? So who could really be upset about that? I'm pretty positive Fantasy Flock had a BBM finals team last year. And that is something I cannot say that I did, right? Like I 100% did not do that. We will take what do we want to do here? I was going to take Milrow. Um, I'll take Mariota. And then we will also we'll take Kyle Trask. We went 6 quarterbacks here, guys. I feel fine with these wide receivers with Travis Hunter, George Pickens, Godwin, Golden, Hollywood Brown, and Adai Mitchell. I feel like I can definitely start 2 guys every week with that. Tyler Warren Kraft feels fine. I have crazy running backs with Bijan, Gibbs, Taylor, Hampton, Dowdle, Sanders. So instead of adding extra players, like I might have been better to add a wide receiver, but because I got kind of boxed out at quarterback, I went ahead and just took a couple shots at the end here. We drafted the old 6-6-6-2. It got Jordan Love, Daniel Jones, Jalen Milrow, Spencer Rattler, Marcus Mariota, Kyle Trask, Bijan, Jameer Gibbs, Jonathan Taylor, Hampton, Dowdle, Sanders. Wide receivers, Travis Hunter, George Pickens, Chris Godwin, Matthew Golden, Hollywood Brown, Adonai Mitchell. And tight ends, we have Tyler Warren and Tucker Kraft. So only 2 votes in the chat. We just did one of these. We'll do an eliminator now. I am now joining in 10 seconds in the eliminator 20-second lobby. And that will be my last draft for sure. And these do take a little bit to fill. and we might not actually be able to get it filled. It would take the entire everybody watching to do it. We'll sit here for a few minutes. I'll review the teams. There are 10 more to start. And if we can get enough, like if when I'm done reviewing, it's not at like 3 or less, we'll end up doing a super flex. So it's probably not going to happen, but I am trying. Quarterbacks. So Ben Haskell has a 4.762. Josh Allen, Jared Goff, Kirk Cousins, Joe Milton. Milton was who I was hoping to get there at the end. Brees Hall, James Conner, Pacheco, Aaron Jones, Tank Bigsby, Austin Eckler, Marshawn Lloyd. Amon-Ra stacked. Ladd, Terry McLaurin, Jaden Reed, Keon Coleman stacked. Jalen Tolbert also stacked. Then you got Mark Andrews and Dalton Kincaid, both week 7. He identified it. He closed his eyes and acted like it never happened and didn't address it. I love it. Love the team. It's honestly a really good team. I like the shots on those two players too, behind two elite guys, or an elite and a solid guy. Like I've done a couple teams like this as well. I think they're usually Jaden Daniels. We got Slayton out of the 6 hole. 3.773. Caleb Williams, Drake May, Matt Stafford, DeAndre. Like that's a very good group. RBs: Swift, Ramondre, Tootin, Hunter, Mitchell, Akers, Gordon. I would have went more than that. Like I would have probably pounded out like 8 or 9. Since you started that late, like Ramondre or 2. I am uncomfortable. You succeeded. Jefferson, Adams, DJ Moore, Rome, Diggs, Kyle Williams, Demario Douglas, and Hunter Henry also. So pretty much every viable option, except for like you could have added Efton Chisholm, dude. Like, what are you doing? Trey McBride, Hunter Henry, and Jawan Johnson. I'm definitely a little squeamish at this running back for sure. Yes, you can flex wide receiver, but it could work. Like if Tootin and Hunter are hits, and you actually got a lot of guys I like here. I've started taking some Cam Akers in my time box tournaments. I have slows on, by the way. If you have slows going right now in time box tournaments, Cam Akers is one of those picks that could actually be very smart. We got a 4.673. CJ Stroud, Aaron Rodgers, Joe Flacco, Dylan Gabriel. The double tap, I love it. I've done this exact double tap a couple times. Saquon Barkley, Ashton Genty, Chuba, Montgomery, Shipley, Ford. Very similar to the way I did my running back room. 4 absolute smashes, and then 2 guys who could be good. BTJ, Zay Flowers, Olave, Myers, Pittman, Kirk, and Calvin Austin. Love it. By the way, we're down to 7 for the eliminator. So go ahead and if we need 4 more, but we only have a minute to do it. Colston Loveland, Dalton Schultz, and Elijah Arroyo. I like it. I love the double tap. I do this with New Orleans quite a bit, where I take Shuck and then Spencer Rattler near the end. So I don't mind doing that with Flacco and Gabriel at all. And I have a hard time taking Shador. Like, why is Shador going at 100 when Flacco goes at 154 and the guy they drafted ahead of him goes at 226? Like, I don't get it. Anyway, we will be backing out of this eliminator. It's still at 7. So, but we will be joining the 20-second Superflex, and we will enter in 10 seconds. And by the way, welcome Fantasy Dog, and thanks for the shout. I appreciate it. Love every time Fancy Dog enters the chat. 10 more to start again. Once again, I'm running cold on getting lobbies without everybody having the chance to get into them. So we got 13 watching. We can fill this pretty fast. It feels like the Superflex is a little more popular among this group of people. I definitely want to start doing some elims though. I'm at 39, and with the fill rate on them, I have a hard time. Like, I don't want to get too many of them done because 39 of them feel like I'm well above the fill rate at the moment. So I've been trying to not do as many myself. So let's look through like other late round darts that I think have like a reasonable chance to become like big risers. So Dylan Sampson, if we end up getting news that Sampson is actually going to be like the number 2 back for sure, he will go up just like with the way I'm viewing the uh the Jaguars. Like they drafted 2 guys. Like they're literally only missing a quarterback. That team as a whole is solid. Like they have a solid defense. Their interior, like their front is awesome. Their run defense is insane. Their pass defense could use a little work, but they have an awesome and I'm not saying they're a bad pass defense. They're just because I mean they have Miles Garrett, right? Like how bad could your pass defense be when you have that man on your offense or defensive line? Down to one, only one to go. Um, but they have a above average offensive line. All they needed going into this season, honestly, was a running back and a quarterback. They took 2 shots at quarterback and signed Joe Flacco. They also traded for Kenny Pickett. So, as far as what the franchise is doing, I really like the moves they've made. And I know people joke like how bad they're going to be. They're a team that I could see be reasonably like. I think they're going to win more games than people expect. I think they're going to win like 7-ish games, 6, 7, because it's going to be hard for their quarterback room to be worse than it was, right? Like Deshaun Watson was awful, and DTR was one of the worst starting quarterbacks we've ever seen. So all they have to do is improve from that, right? That's it. That's all they have to do. Improve from 2 of the worst starters the league has seen in probably the last 10 years. We finally got the room to fill. I get blessed with the streamer 101 Losimo, my buddy, my best pal, right next door again. We got Fantasy Dog at the 5, Ben Haskell at the 6, and I believe that is it. If you're in my stream, you got a top 6 pick. I kind of dislike the 6 pick in this, but like the 6 pick feels kind of bad unless one of these two take Jamar Chase, then it feels fine. I'm going to take Lamar over Josh Allen. He is my 101, and I have like an even amount of them right now, so I want to make sure I get more Lamar. Yeah, so as far as the late round dart thing goes as well, like the people who I could see rising, uh, Dante Thornton is one of those guys as well. He is getting some camp buzz, but I don't see him reasonably raising up above like 140, 150. That like ever. Like there's I don't think he could possibly pass Jack Besh, but we'll see if that happens. Yeah, I don't know. I there's like, but Miles Sanders is the one that is like that is so open there. And one that nobody's talking about that I've been mixing in a lot lately is Taj Brooks. Like Taj Brooks, they don't even and I know Ship Chasing or Packer Ames talk about it today, but I've been mixing them in over the last week because like the Coach Speak clip that they talked about on Ship Chasing today, where it was uh like Zach Moss and the other guys kind of got lumped in as like we'll see what happens. That was like a week ago, if I remember right, and like Taj Brooks got mentioned in the three people who they're excited about, and they said he'll do some rookie things, but he they like what they're seeing, and it's not like he's actually battling P Ryan. Yeah, I'll lump you in. Thanks for showing up, sir. Uh, but it's not like P Ryan is going to be the actual backup. Like if Chase Brown gets hurt, it's not like Samaje P Ryan is going to be the guy they lean on, right? So as a contingent upside bet, I think that it's more like the way people are viewing the Bucks backfield, to where Sean Tucker will take over a little bit more of like I think it'd be a split on the actual running stuff between Tucker and uh Rashad if Bucky gets hurt. I don't think it would be fully the same roles, but Sean Tucker just slides in. But I do think that Brooks would just fully slide in to the Chase Brown role if something happened to Chase Brown. So I think there's a ton of opportunity there for Taj Brooks as a potential riser. Like, and obviously, like injury would do things, but like if Chase Brown got hurt preseason and was going to miss like the first 2 games or something, what do you think happens with Taj Brooks? Like, I'm going to assume that they're going to start the season with Taj Brooks. Like, does he start going like Jordan Mason last year, where Jordan Mason was going in like the 11th round, like in BBMs as a low owned option? Like, I think that's a very possible thing. So that's a player that in these time box contests that I'm in, like in BBM, I'm not really like, oh, I'm not doing that many BBMs, but in like the slows I'm in or the like the German Shepherd, I made sure to grab a couple shares of Taj Brooks as well. I just think he's a really good pick in that setup. Uh we'll do we want to do this? No, I don't want to do that. I think I think I want to do this. I want to have a little fun here. I don't know how often Lamar and Drake like I'm positive I don't have this combo, Lamar Drake May. So I'm pulling this up and then I'm getting HN. So a little bit different start for me. Letting Losimo here get and Herbert Power. I wonder, do you think he takes her? He did not take Herbert. I was kind of expecting him to do something wild. Herbert Power. We got so let's look at what everybody's doing. We got Fancy Dog is on the clock. He's got Joe Burrow, Justin Fields, and he took Jonathan Taylor. I love it. Losimo, Josh Allen, Puka, Amon. I've done this start a couple times, like where you take the 2 elites with the elite. It feels really good. As long as you don't get buried, it's going to feel awesome. Ben, Saquon, Caleb Williams, and Nico. He can't pass up the value on Nico. Good luck to him on getting a third or fourth. Ben actually prefer, like from what I've seen of him, he generally just tries to get 2 starters. He doesn't worry about getting a third. So he's got to feel good about that for sure. And nothing crazy's happened in the rest of the room. Okay. Almost took Dak, hoping Stroud falls. Yeah. So I've taken Nico several times in the top 4 picks, hoping Stroud fell because I'd seen him fall here and there. And every time I do that, Stroud goes literally the pick right before me. Every single time. Sneaks into a DK $20. Did you see my $5 DK I posted in the Who Crew Discord? I did my single entry DK team. It wasn't like an epic DK team, but it felt pretty good. Like it was definitely a DK team. Nice. Yeah, it was a really it wasn't like the team on DK where I got CD Lamb, Nico Collins, and then it was yeah, it was definitely not an underdog team, but it definitely wasn't like the epitome of an insane DK team, but it's a single entry. So it's just a very solid team. Damn you, Justin. Is that his name? N Giggy? Justin Giggy. That name looks like a really bad thing, doesn't it? Like I had to double take that name. Like I was like, how did this name get through? And I went, oh wait. Okay. Reading is fundamental. We got it's not behave with the gimp mask on drafters. It's so by the way, yeah, it's a gimp mask eating a taco, right? He is an absolute legend. He you if you do drafters drafts, you know the name and the picture of behave. Man, I love where this is at. Like he's gonna take he did not. He took Tua. I definitely want Chase Brown. Do I care about the bye week? I don't think I care about the bye week. I'm going to go ahead and take Bryce Young. I'll still have Lamar on that bye week, and then I'll have both of these guys on Lamar's bye week. I think that's fine. So through 5, we have Lamar, Drake May, Bryce Young, and then Achane and Chase Brown. Losimo got his second quarterback. He got Tua and Cam Ward. I'm assuming so the reason I want Bryce Young is because 50% of the time Tet makes it all the way back here. It's like 50-50 on if Tet makes it to this turn. And since these two drafters I knew had had a elite wide receiver, that makes it more likely that they pass Tet if he makes it down here. So I would love to get a team where I get to stack that elite. Like that's why I like Bryce Young so much in this on this side of the board, is because you can get Tet stacked pretty freely. And Ben Haskell ends up getting Stafford passed to him. Like that, this team feels really good. You got, yeah, Stroud didn't even come close. You're right. But Saquon, Jacobs with Caleb Williams, Stafford, and Nico, I mean, solid. Fantasy Dog is here cooking with James Cook. Everybody in this chat, like normal, is building a very solid team. But thank you for everybody for popping in. Like, we're actually getting new viewers popping in and out. Like, that's awesome. I'm assuming Tyler's helping me out. If you're just popping in and you enjoy the content, smash that like, and also smash the sub if you think, number one, if you think that I'm making sense and I'm entertaining, and number two, if you think I'm a total fish, smash that sub, tap the bell, and come get in my drafts and take my money. Like, I'm pretty confident in what I'm doing. So if you don't like my takes, come draft with me and get all the value. Like, that's where I'm at. The Best Ball guy stream last night, like, if those of you who haven't watched it, go watch it. Like, that team him and I put together for BBM was very, like, I really like that team. He really liked that team, so it was a pretty good watch. We had a couple fallers that like made our team pretty, like, it was pretty easy to draft, to be honest. It was a pretty easy team to draft. Yep, Fish Hames, you got it. We will take. Do I want to take Travion here, or do I want to get JSN? I think we're going to have a little fun here, and we're going to go JSN, do the Week 17 bring back. That team was not my style, but well built. And, like, yeah, I totally get that, because, like, we started 1-1-1-1. I mean, I passed on Terry. Like, I definitely wanted Kenneth Walker, but I'm just doing the Week 17 thing. And Terry, JSN, like, to me, are the same bet. It's the Tet McMillan pick, but that's my stack. That's the one I wanted. But, like, the Terry JSN is a 50-50. Why wouldn't you take Kittle over Terry McLaurin, guy? Why not? He also took Jared Goff with Malik Neighbors instead of, like, taking any of the guys that have any possibility of rushing upside. Like, so I'm done asking questions about why he's doing things, to be fair. He also took Garrett Wilson. Yeah, like, I see how he's drafting. He's not drafting bad players at ADP, but the structure seems to not make a lot of sense. Yeah, and I would have gone DJ Moore over Lamar. But I don't think the DJ Moore over Lamar, like, it's an entirely different draft if we take DJ Moore there and not Lamar, right? Because if we take DJ Moore there, we probably don't take, like, we don't take Rome. Like, I'm probably not taking Rome and DJ Moore there. And if I do take both of those, I definitely don't add Swift. So, and I honestly think the best thing that happened to us was the fact that Caleb Williams got taken from us. I would have taken Caleb Williams if he didn't go, but I kind of wanted Caleb Williams to go. That way we could build out our roster a little better, because Caleb Williams Lamar feels awesome, but Lamar Geno, which is what we ended up with, feels just fine with Bowers. And then we had that massive fall on Jacoby Myers. Like, it was a very well, like, with a neighbors team. Like, I really liked the way that it turned out. The only downside to that team was the fact that we had multiple we were invested in a couple offenses that aren't elite offenses. So, like, that's the only downside for that team, in my opinion. Um, so we got. I'm just gonna take him for sure. Jets, Seattle, nothing there. I definitely want Robinson. I've been taking some. I'll take Scatterboo. I'll still buy in. Like, we had some talks about Scatterboo on that stream as well. The chat was, as a whole, not a fan of Cam Scatterboo. So at the end of it, I taunted all of them. So there is that. But I had a good time last night, and I'm sure most of you did watch it already. Yeah, like sometimes, and like before Caleb Williams was sniped, by the way, and I don't consider it a snipe whenever they have the guy that is actually the number one receiver, right? Like, I don't consider that a snipe, but like there's like before that happened, I'm like, I kind of hope he takes him. That way we can get this. And that actually allowed us to take Rashad Bateman, which gave us the stack, our only stack with Lamar. So I think overall, like the way it played out, turned out better than it would have. And the only thing that I would like question at all is like my 18th round pick that I made. Uh, could have been Jackson Dart as a third quarterback, but like Gino, I feel fine with. But Lamar Gino, like, I don't know if I love Gino as a two quarterback build, even with an elite, but I'm fine with it. We had two giants on that team. Uh, so I was fine with the way it worked out, though, for sure. Also, if anybody in here is not subbed over at Fantasy Sanctuary, go over there, watch Fantasy Sanctuary, give them a sub. They put on really good content. They usually go live at 4:30 p.m. on Mondays. It's between 4 and 5 p.m. Central on Mondays. I really like Tom and Emo together. Like, I always make sure to go back and watch their streams because I'm usually live during them. Like, I have their stream up right now. I'm just not listening. I'll actually go back and listen here after a little while. I was actually hoping Dart would make it back to me. That's a fantastic pick there. You have to make absolutely sure Herbert Power can't stack anybody. I love it. Way to read the room and protect the integrity of everything. I applaud. I applaud, sir. I will take Diggs if he's there. I will take any of those guys. I'll take Evan Ingram or Jonnu. Which one do I want? Do I want Evan Ingram or do I want Jonnu? Definitely want Steph Diggs. I'm definitely Jonnu over Ingram overall. So I know he's been slipping, but I still do prefer Jonnu. Let's go over some of the teams of the people that are in the draft. Once again, we got Losimo with the 2. He got Josh Allen, Puka, Amon, Tua, Cam Ward. That's a great start. And then I'm assuming he smashed running back afterwards. Kind of. He got an absolute value on Terry McLaurin. And then Kenneth Walker, Aaron Jones, Waddle, Shakir, Stevenson. I understand taking Waddle there for sure because you could have a tier break at Scatabo. And Waddle probably projects for about as many points as Mason and Warren will. I did Jonnu over Ingram last night in the BBM. I showed you with the Tampa stack. Yeah, I seen that. Did it feel good? I know you're not huge on Jonnu, but like I think there's a fairly good chance that Jonnu is the outlet again. Like I don't know if he's going to repeat what he did last year, but if he gets 60 receptions at tight end, like that is very good. Like last year, he had 88 receptions. If he got 60 and 650 yards and 6 touchdowns, like that's not awesome, but as long as he gets spikes, like, and I think that's how it'll work with Miami. I think all the Miami pieces will be more based on spikes, right? I'm not huge on Jonnu on underdog, but I like him much more. Yeah, that makes sense as well. Like, I do actually prefer him on drafters and DraftKings 100%. Same with Evan Ingram. Like, absolutely. Jonnu, is he your number one tight end or is he your number one tight end drafted? That's a big difference, and I'm hoping it's the latter. I do know that you take a lot of Jonnu. And like, I'll bring up the Jonnu game logs here just to kind of look over it. It's been a while since I've looked through them. So it will be fun after my picks to actually look through them again. I have it ready now. So we have Jonnu there. We have those three. I'll probably add one of these running backs here. Shedeur. I don't take Trey Benson very often. If Benson's there, I will take him here for the slight correlation. I don't mind him as a pick. And my favorite stacking partner, actually, yeah, my favorite stacking partner with Lamar is Rashad Bateman. So we will take that. Now over to this tab. We'll go over the game log for Jonnu Smith. First, Jonnu is the benefactor of the Dolphins' offense imploding and giving up. Be careful. 10% is optimistic. What do you mean? Oh, I understand all of that. I disagree that I believe that their offensive line didn't improve that much. And if their offensive line didn't improve that much, they're going to have to get the ball out. And there was coach speak already this year where they said they're hoping to get the ball out faster this year. I believe that comment is them knowing their offensive line isn't as good. Oh, okay. Get to 10%. Yeah. I'm going to be between like 8 to 12, but now that he goes like later, like, because he fell because of the trade rumor stuff. And the trade rumor stuff is like not even a thing anymore, but his price is still as that was happening. All right, so we look at this last year. Week 7 is where he really broke out. He had like 7 half-point PPR or 9 half-point PPR points in week 5. Week 7, he had 19. But then he had like 3 weeks of okay, and then he cooked in the back half of the season, right? Like number 2 tight end, number 2, number 4, number 7, number 1, number 9. A bad week at number 14, and then number 3 again in week 17. Yeah. Jonnu, or not Jonnu, Bateman. I've got 11%. That's not in Superflex. I don't know my Superflex. 44.9% Jonnu. That's a stand. That's what you call a stand. Fantasy Dog, we all know him, we all love him. He has zero worries. Oh, I'm not gonna say he has no worries, but he has no problem making a stand on a player. I love it. I love Bateman. I wish I had more D Hop. I've only clicked D Hop once. Even with Ravens teams, I've actually clicked Devontae Walker the same amount of times I've clicked D Hop. So that's where I'm at with that. I watched D Hop as a Chiefs fan last year, and he didn't look the same. He is basically free though, so I should probably mix him in here and there. I just don't see him having big spike week potential, and some of the picks around there, like I'd rather take the shots on like a Thornton, a DK, an MVS, players like that, honestly. So I do not like Shedeur Sanders at all, but he's 15 picks past ADP. If he makes it to me, I will take a share here. I'm perfectly fine taking a fourth quarterback, even on a team where I took two like these guys this high. I feel fine about my other positions right now, so probably take Shedeur. And then what else do I want? I kind of want. I think I'm just going to take Shedeur and Hunter Henry. Yeah, we're just going to do that. We're going to take Shedeur. We're going to take Hunter Henry. So we got right now we got a 4-5-4-2. Lamar, Drake May, Bryce Young, Shedeur. Then we got Achane, Chase Brown, B. Rob, Cam Scatteraboo, Trey Benson, wide receivers, Tet, JSN, Diggs, Bateman, tight ends, Hunter Henry, and Jonnu. I can be done at tight end. I might take another one. We have 5 more picks or 6 more picks. No, I can't count. That's 5. 2 of those will be wide receiver. 2 of those will be running back. And the last one will just be kind of whatever I feel like. I'm much higher on likelies than Andrew. If I'm going to benefit from Andrew's injury/trade, you sort of want to have D Hop in that scenario. That actually makes sense. If you're higher on likely, for sure. I'm higher on Andrews than likely. We will bring up likely here. And I like looking through these because I have things in my mind of how I believe that the game logs and like the stats went. And sometimes I remember incorrectly, and I like to fact check myself on this stuff. It's pretty wild. Why? Okay. No wonder those numbers look the same because they copied 2024 and put it up here twice. All right. So we all know he had that epic week 1. He had 26 points. And then he did nothing for 3 weeks. He has another really good week in week 5. What is this? A 6-point game and half point. And then like a 7-point game. One more 13. So as far as spike weeks go, he had a nuclear week, he had a spike week, and he had he had 2 usable weeks. So like most of his volume came in a 111 game. He has 111 there. He has 75 there. And then he had a game with a touchdown down here, but only 28 yards. He did get used a lot more in the playoffs. He had 53 and 73 in the playoffs. So, and 38, but like 38 was on the upper side of what he got yards wise, right? Like everybody remembers how he started and how he had a couple big games. But overall, he has a ton of weeks that are like completely not usable. So although I don't hate him, uh, I do think that you need to. And you know what? We're talking about this. I'm actually gonna do that instead. We're gonna take DJ Giddens here, and I'm gonna take Calvin Austin. Like the one thing about likely that I will say is I don't hate the pick. I don't take very much of them. I think I got like 3%. If I take likely, I feel like I have to make a 3 tight end build. That's just how I feel about it. He could end up being the guy who smashes late in the season if an Andrews trade or any of that happens. I just don't see why they would trade away a guy who like actually played very well last season. Like people, there was a discussion in the ship chasing or in the Overzet stream this morning about Andrews and Likely, or mostly about Andrews, right? And I was the first person to come to Andrews' defense. And a lot of people said some things, and like I was like, all right, well, I'm going to be on this. You can do whatever. And then the reasonable people started speaking up. Like Sacrilegious was started like defending him, and like a couple other of the actual bigger names, like people who I respect, was on my side, which made me feel decent. And like I like Peppertoni, but I know Peppertoni is uh he's a Ravens fan, and I know that he doesn't like Andrews. He was on the other side. But we look at what Andrews did at the end of last year. Like, I mean, if you remove the touchdowns, like that's a big negative, right? Like that's minus 6 points on all these. But in half point, that was like if you remove the touchdowns, it's like 8 points, 8 points again. So like already, like most of these games are like 8 points ish without touchdowns. But with touchdowns, he had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 touchdowns from week 6 to 17. He had 10 touchdowns. Like, he just started slow, right? So I personally am on board that, and like everybody's talking about this revenge tour for KC. I hear a lot of people talk about the revenge tour for Kansas City. I don't know, man. Like, who had a worse end of season in the NFL than Mark Andrews himself? What player uh what player in the NFL do you think feels like they have more to prove this year than Mark Andrews, right? So I just think that he's going to bounce back. I do think that they will run more 2 personnel or 12 personnel. I mean, it could be Kincaid. It could be Kincaid, like who supposedly was hurt, right? Um, so I mean, and if he was hurt, but I've heard mixed reports on if he's still hurt, if he's not. Andrews failed, so Kincaid could fail though. Congruent. Oh, the Spencer Rattler Jawan double stack. Are we getting ready to see it? Are we going to see it? I'll take some Jalen Coker here. And do I want Raheem Mostart? Nope. We want Harold Fannin. That's what we're doing. We took Shador. Let's take Harold Fannin. I love it. Ben, we got you. I'm still out here representing. I do like clicking him some in these 20 round formats. I got my only share of Shador in this tournament. Might as well, like, I took Calvin Austin for a bring back. I was going to wait till the last pick to take Fannin, but I just want to make sure I get it. Yeah, it's Shador was what, 17 picks past ADP? 18, yeah, 17 picks past ADP. Yeah, no, I'm probably going to wash away the Shador share with a Joe Flacco or Dylan Gabriel share at the end, to be honest. I feel pretty good about this team. Right now, we got a 4-6-6-3. Lamar Jackson, Drake May, Bryce Young, Shador, Achane, Chase Brown, B-Rob, Cam Scatterbo, Trey Benson, DJ Giddens, Tet McMillan, JSN, Steph Diggs, Bateman, Austin Coker. I may actually have to do a wide receiver. I have 3 week 14 buys. Jonnu Smith, Hunter Henry, Harold Fannin. Yeah, I think I have to actually go wide receiver there. You just named every quarterback beside Pickett. Absolutely. Yes, I did. And I've taken Pickett. You know that. I took Pickett in some pre-draft best ball teams. I took Pickett on 1 or 2. I took Joe Flacco on 1 or 2. I don't know. Do I really have to go with a 7th receiver with this? What's your vote in the chat? Put a Y for yes and an N for no. We have Tet McMillan, JSN, Steph Diggs, Bateman, Calvin Austin, Coker. 3 week 14 buys. I think it's fine to stop there. I feel reasonably good everywhere. I wouldn't mind taking a share of him. So I can't remember. Did I ask if I needed another receiver or if I could stop? You know, just to be safe, I'm probably just going to take one because the entire plan this whole time was to take Deontay Johnson with the last pick. If I'm going to have a Shador team, I've been mixing in a round 18 Deontay share like at 3%. So taking a share of him here makes sense to me, especially when it's my only Shador. Like, I'm basically betting that Shador's not the guy overall. But if I throw him on a team that I have 3 guys I like, but it's 17 picks past ADP, like, I still like some of these options, like the Fannin bet, the Deontay Johnson bet, even if it's not Shador. So I might as well take these guys. I took Deontay for 3 years in redraft just for the team name. Fava Beans and Nice Deontay. Nice. Couldn't decide between Wicks and Komet. Yeah, if Deontay went, I would have forced myself to take that. We got 80 of these in the books now. We will go over the other people's teams real quick, and then I will be out of here. Losimo in the 2 spot, 3773. Josh Allen, Tua, Cam Ward. Running backs, Kay Walker, Aaron Jones, Ramondre, Will Shipley, Dylan Sampson, Devin Neal, and Jordan James. So he just went with the bring back with that because he had Cam Ward. I see. Puka Nacua, Almon, Terry McLaurin, just an awesome receiver room. Jalen Warren, Khalil Shakir, Keon Coleman, Dobbs, Loveland, Pitts, and Juwan Johnson. Very, very solid team. You got 3 starters. You have an epic receiver room. Running backs are fine, but not great. But it's not a sin to flex your wide receiver. You've seen that was your strength, so you drafted as it was like a BBM style a little bit to try to hit your wide receiver at flex. That's why you took Shakir, I assume. And you've got the double stack with Josh Allen there doing that. I like it. I like it quite a bit. You got the fantasy dog at the 106 or 105. Burrow, Fields, Milrow, and Spencer Rattler. Jonathan Taylor, James Cook, James Conner, Rashad White, Algier, Mostert. I really like that room. Tap it, like I'm wanting to tap in some Mostert for sure. T. Higgins stacked, love it. JMO, Godwin, Ridley, bring back. Darnell Mooney, Thielen, bring back. If we get the week 17 with Jalen Milrow, Darius Slayton, Keenan Allen, very solid. Mark Andrews and Fryermuth. I love this team. This team feels awesome as well. And I'm assuming Ben on as also drafted a stellar team here. We got Caleb Williams, Matt Stafford, Daniel Jones, and Jackson Dart. This I love. Man, Jackson Dart 10 picks past ADP when you waited on your quarterbacks feels awesome, doesn't it? So he actually is going to have a very good starting lineup, and he's going to hope one of those three guys is excellent this year. Saquon Barkley, Josh Jacobs, Tony Pollard, Jaden Blue, Roshan Johnson, Jalen Wright, and Blake Corum. I like it. I haven't clicked Blake Corum since the draft, but I'm probably wrong on that. Nico Collins, Devontae Adams, Rome Odunze stacked. Both of those stacked. Jaden Reed, Alec Pierce, Adonai Mitchell, the double stack there. Wicks and Njoku and Theo Johnson. I love it. Thanks, everybody, for stopping in. If you're new here and you enjoyed the content, please smash the like. Also, hit that sub. For those of you who do not know, my buddy who was in here just a little bit ago, he is live right now. It is Big Draft Energy. He does mostly drafters content. I will pop the link in the chat. Head on over there and type hashtag Who Crew. Give them a little raid. Hashtag Who Crew. Represent. Peace out. See everybody there.